and welcome back. Today I am going to be reviewing and testing out the brand new, oh look how pretty that is. This is the brand new palette from Ciate. It is called the Glitter Storm palette, and you know, let's just start off with the packaging. I mean, it's just so cool. I love this. So pretty. So this one here is actually the very first Ciate eyeshadow palette that I have ever purchased, that I have ever used. So this is what the color scheme looks like. So as you can see, we have a nice combination of mattes. We have some metallic-y, shimmery sort of colors in here, along with these amazing looking glitters down the bottom. So what I thought that I would do is, I thought straight up what we'll do is we'll swatch a few of them and then I'll go ahead and create a look with this palette. So if that sounds like something that you guys might be interested in, then please keep on watching. Now, if you guys can hear any weird noises in the background, that is because it has quite appropriately just started storming outside. So glitter storm, storming, get it? Hey. So yeah, that's what that noise is. I apologize if it's coming up in this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we have Whirlwind. So they are a little bit on the powdery side, but that is a really beautiful nude color. We have Interstellar, which is this gorgeous, oh gosh, it's a coppery brown color, absolutely stunning. So then this one here is Jupiter, and it's a matte brown shade. Oh, that didn't swatch very well. Let me try that again. That didn't swatch very well at all. There we go, that's Jupiter. And then this one here is Comet. Again, a little bit on the powdery side, but a really lovely mauve-y sort of color. Okay, next up we have this beautiful metallic-y shade. It is called Solar. Gorgeous, sort of like deep, winey, sort of red winey kind of color, absolutely stunning. Next we have, what is this called? Stargazer, and that's like a really deep purpley sort of matte shade. Very nice. And then we have the top row, which is obviously going to be the standout of this palette, the shimmers. This is what the shimmers, just to show you on the fingers what the shimmers look like. So pretty. This is the whole reason why I bought this palette, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. So the first one that we have here is Firestorm. Oh, yes please. That looks so nice. The next one we have is Strike. Oh my gosh. I wish the whole palette was just basically all these shimmers, because that is beautiful. And then finally we have Pandora, which is this, oh, yes. So that is all the swatches. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, there are a few of the matte shades I'm a little bit, we'll see how they go on the eyes. But again, I mean, I'm not fully, I'm not a huge swatching kind of person. I probably did it terribly. For any professional swatchers out there, I apologize. But yeah, look, for me personally, I think it's all well and good to swatch something. Just because it swatches well doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work well on the eye, and vice versa. And I have so much proof of that in my eyeshadow collection as it is, to be honest with you guys. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about how it applies on the eyes and how it works on the eyes, in my opinion. But yeah, for you guys who might be interested in the swatches, there they are there. And yeah, let's go ahead and create a beautiful look with this palette, shall we? Okay guys, so in the interest of saving time for this look, I have already done my eyebrows and I have already applied a base to my eyes. So the base that I used today was the P. Louise eye primer. So to start this look off, I'm just going to be taking a fluffy crease brush. So this one here is the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH31 brush. And we're just going to start by dipping into this shade just over here, Whirlwind. Alright, so dipping straight into Whirlwind, and you know, there is a lot of kickback on this pan, just letting you know. Personally, I don't really care about that. I just care that the shadow blends and works. So yeah, but just do be aware that there is a fair amount of kickback on the pan. So far, so good. I think the pigmentation is there. It's not like boom in your face, but I wasn't expecting that with this particular shadow either. It's not what I wanted. So you know, I wanted something nice and soft and subtle, and I think that's definitely what we're getting, so that's good. Okay, so from there, using the same brush, we're just gonna dip into Comet, which is this really nice sort of dusty, sort of rosy color. And with that, we just wanna sort of take it more into where our natural crease is, not taking it quite as high as where we took Whirlwind. So I have to say, at this point, so far, first impressions, I am enjoying this palette a lot. I think that the pigmentation is definitely there. Okay, switching up brushes now, and so I'm just gonna go in, this is a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill brush again, and it is the JH33 brush, so it's more of like a flat blending brush, if that makes sense. I don't know the technical terms. Anyway, that's what it is. And the color that I'm going to go into is Stargazer, so it's this deep sort of purpley shade just here. And I'm just going to apply that on the outside, on the outer corner, just in sort of packing motions to start with. So I think with this look, what I want to do is create a bit of like a halo eye effect. I think that will look really pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and pack a little bit more shadow on and start to bring that across. So I'm just switching brushes, still going into the same shadow, and this one here is my Sigma eye shading brush. It's a lot denser and firmer packed than the last one I was using, and it's a slightly smaller, and because my eyes can be a little, like, definitely are more on the smaller side, I just find it's a lot easier to get into that inner corner. Oh yeah, that's nice. So going back into our original brush that we used in the beginning, just taking a little bit of Whirlwind, and I'm just going to go above where we've just placed all of the Stargazer shade, and just redefining that top part and just blending it all through. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. So to do that, I'm going to use, this is again by Morphe, it is my Morphe G15 brush. Good thing I'm not afraid of thunder. Okay, so just taking a little bit of this base. Okay, so now we have the concealer down and we've sort of got the outlines of our halo effect happening. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply the tiniest amount of this. This is by Lit Cosmetics, and it is a glitter adherent, like a glitter base basically. Now I'm only going to use the smallest amount, again on the same concealer brush. Just going to put a little bit of this over the top of that concealer, and we're going to go ahead and jump straight into Strike. So it's the one in the center here. It has the purpley sort of base, and I just think it's going to suit this look the best. Oh, that's going on really nicely. Okay, so I want to intensify this a little bit more. So first, to do that, I want to go ahead and take my finger and see what happens when I place it on the lid with my finger. That has done it. That is perfect. That is nice. So going back in with my Sigma brush, just taking a little bit more of the Stargazer shade, the purpley shade just here. And we're just going to start to apply that on the outer corner again, just to re-intensify the purple and deepen everything up again. And what I'm going to do is, once I've laid that shadow down, I'm actually going to switch back into this brush here, which we were using originally with the purple. This is the JH33 brush for reference. And I'm just going to start to sort of buff this out a little bit and just basically do the same sort of steps with the inner corner as well. Okay, so from there I'm going to take a really detailed pencil brush. So this one here is by Makeup Geek, and it's just called the pencil brush, doesn't have a number. And we're going to go back into the Comet shade, this one here, get a nice good coating, and we're just going to start to stencil above where our halo has finished and sort of bring that all the way to the inner corner and back out and over. Now we're going to take a little bit more of this Stargazer shade just on the tip. So this is the really deep purple shade. And we're just going to start to stencil that over the top, closest to where our halo is. Okay, so from here we're just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of liner, and I'm only going to use, honestly, the smallest amount. Okay guys, so that is the liner down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go ahead and finish this eye off, finish the rest of my base makeup, come back, finish our under eye with you guys, and then yeah, I'll give you my final thoughts on the palette. Okay, so onto our lower lash line. So I'm just going to be taking this pencil brush by MAC. This is the 219 brush. And I'm just going to start by taking some Comet and just working that from the outer corner all the way through, stopping just where our lashes essentially stop growing. Okay, so from there on the same brush, we're just going to dip into some, what is this, Stargazer now. And again, starting from our outer corner and sort of blending this up a little bit into the rest of the shadow and then bringing it down across our lower lash line. Okay, so from there what I'm going to do is, this is a Cosette brush and this is in the number S185. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Whirlwind and I'm just going to ever so slightly blend all of that in together and really just sort of smoke it out. Okay, so guys, when I was off camera, what I actually decided to do was I took a little bit of Firestorm just on my finger and I placed it on top of the Strike, which we put in our halo area. And I actually think that the two blended together looks really, really beautiful. And I'm very happy that I did decide to go ahead and do that. I don't know why, I just sort of felt like this look needed a little bit more glitter, if that makes sense. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to zoom you in before I go ahead and put some lashes on and do the rest of our makeup. I just want to zoom you in and show you some of the issues that I have been having with this palette so far. Okay, so now that you're nice and close, I'm just going to sort of tilt my head back and show you. So as you can see on this eye here, the purple sort of skips and it's a little bit, I suppose, what you would call patchy. So that I have found to be quite frustrating, and I feel like that is the same on this side. So I think all the way through it's been pretty consistent in the way of you know, of it unfortunately being a little bit on the patchier side. As far as the glitters are concerned, the glitters are phenomenal in my opinion so far. I think they've worked really, really well. But I did just, before I go ahead and put lashes on and all the rest of it, you know, because I do think that lashes change the look dramatically, I really just wanted to zoom you in close so you could see where the purple had skipped, because I do think that is a major flaw in the palette, and it's very unfortunate that that has happened. All right guys, so this is the final look that I was able to come up with. Lashes are on, liner's on, it's all done. And I have to say, like, I definitely do think that lashes make such an extreme difference, especially when you have, you know, like some patchiness happening on the outside. With lashes, especially big thick ones like these, doesn't make it as prominent, you know, it doesn't make it stand out as much, which is good. So I think, look, what I'm going to do is, I'm actually not going to finish this film or this video here. I'm actually going to do another look with this probably. Hey guys, so we are back for day 2 with the Ciate Glitter Storm palette. So yeah, as I was saying before, I'm just going to go ahead and create another look with this palette. This time focusing on the shades that we didn't use yesterday. And yeah, I'll wrap the video up and give you my final thoughts. guys, and here is the day 2 look that I promised you. I have to say, look, overall, my final thoughts on this palette are really positive. I am really happy with this palette. I'm fairly confident it's around the $51 mark from Mecca. And you know what? I think for that it is worth the money. Yes, I did originally have some issues with Stargazer. This one here, I did find that it was a little bit on the patchy side. But I really did make an effort today to go ahead and use all of the remaining shadows that we hadn't used yesterday. And I have to say they all worked really well, and I was very happy with the look that we were able to come up with. So, you know, my only sort of critique would be the fact that I would have liked to have seen more glitters in this palette, especially given the name and the formulation and the quality of these glitters. Look, if the whole palette was glitters, I would have bought it, you know, like the quality is just that good. But yeah, so that would be my only complaint, and I do wish, obviously, that the Stargazer shade was, you know, wasn't as patchy as what I experienced. So they're my only 2 negatives, I suppose, if you would want to even call it that, that I experienced in this palette. Overall though, I definitely would recommend it. You know, the quality is really good, and yeah, I'm really happy with the looks that we were able to come up with. I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be sure to catch you all on the next one. Mwah. Bye guys.